All right, guys. So this call is really just going over how to do a customer call. So this is something that is a really good idea to get yourself nice and familiar with because it's a big part of our business. And I actually believe that every single person who becomes a customer should have at least one phone call. I like to get people on the phone pretty much as soon as I can. So I'll have a conversation with them if they've contacted me over Messenger, which I've popped into our Facebook page. And I follow that verbiage a lot with everyone, but it's really just, often letting them know what the program is, finding out what gets them interested, and then saying the best way to really see if this is something that could work for you would be to jump on the phone and have a bit of a chat. So you can do it on the phone, you can do it on a Zoom call, FaceTime, whatever suits you. Most of the time for me, it actually is the phone. If I can do a Zoom call, I'd actually prefer that. But it's really just what works for your customer. But yeah, I think it's really like if you kind of, I know a lot of people can be quite scared about a phone call, but actually it's a really nice link. It's a really nice, stepping stone between Messenger and actually getting them, building that personal relationship, because you can have your scripts, so your customer scripts right on hand. I always have a pad of paper and a pen. And I'll also always have, and I know this is going to sound really crazy, but I'll have a cup of tea or like a drink with me. And I did mention this to the girls the other day, and it's more about so that when you're giving them a chance to speak, when it's your time to just take a moment, sit back, have a drink of your cup of tea or whatever it is that kind of makes you feel relaxed, like you're just having a chat with your friend. So I don't know, it probably sounds a little bit funny, but it's just something that I definitely find helps. So we're going to begin, and Cody is actually going to be my customer. So I'll Cody, I'll unmute you. So Cody, for example, has contacted me on Messenger and has just asked about maybe the program that I've been maybe I had a post about. So I know you guys will get lots of these sorts of interactions at the moment, especially with our shred. So my conversation would go something along the lines of this. First of all, I would build a bit of rapport. So I like to have a few quality questions by my side, which you'll hear me use as well, that you guys can definitely write down. But I will always just build a little bit of rapport first. So I'll always, if it's somebody that I don't know, finding out where they're from, what do they do for work, do they enjoy that? Is that something they've always done? So just asking, those normal sort of kind of questions just to really find out how they are and what's been going on with them. And then I'll say, so Cody, tell me a little bit about your health, where you've been in the past, where you currently are, and, where you would like to be.
Yeah, so I guess in the past, I have tried loads of different programs and a heap of different supplements and things like that, but I've never really found something that I could connect with. I was always like yo-yoing up and down with weights, and nothing really seemed to fit the kind of goals that I was after. I was always after something sustainable and long term. So I guess really for, now I'm still going to the gym, but I am wanting something extra, and wanting to reach my goals in the future, in the sense that I want it to be sustainable. I don't want to be doing any, taking loads of supplements and things like that aren't really cost effective. And yeah.
And tell me, has there been a time when you really felt healthy? I know you said it sounds like you've tried lots of things. Was there a time when, you really felt that you were at, you're looking your best, feeling your best in the past?
I guess at one stage, potentially yes, but then at the same time I was taking so many supplements, I'm not sure I was healthy.
Yeah.
I think I was artificially healthy.
Yeah.
And that was, that's not sustainable. from like the experience, once that kind of finished, I went back to my old routine.
Yeah. Yep. Because it wasn't something you could stick to long term.
Yeah.
And tell me, is there something coming up that makes you excited to get healthy? Is there like an occasion or like a dress you want to fit into, or any sort of event that has made you really want to reach those goals?
Yeah, so I potentially want to compete next year, so having something that is sustainable long term and not doing a crazy 12-week kind of cut out everything. Because I know from experience that after that that comp or photo shoot or anything finishes, that I will just go back to how it was before. So yeah, I definitely have the goal of looking my best and healthier, but I want it to be sustainable past that as well.
Yeah. And can you tell me more about what your best is?
So I guess generally all over, like mentally and physically healthy. So I guess being happy within myself, that's kind of not I don't know how to use the like external kind of resources to make me feel my best. Like my best is just doing exactly what I do every single day, but just having that input.
Yeah. And it sounds like you haven't really maybe had that yet. Like you haven't felt with something that's sustainable that you've really felt that's been your ultimate health goals that you've reached.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like I said, I thought that at that one stage I was being healthy and the best that I could be, but potentially, like now looking back on it, it was literally far from anything that I would have considered healthy.
Yeah. So I'm just going to stop for a second, guys, and I just want to give you a couple of things that I don't know if you guys heard. So literally I run these calls are exactly the same. Everyone's goals are different, but I ask the same questions. The questions I always have on hand when somebody, when you hear something that triggers somebody. So when she said, I want to feel my best, so tell me more about that. And if you can find out if they've got a time in their past that they've actually felt their best, and try and find out what their best means or what their healthiest is. Some people will give you like a goal, like a kit amount that they want to lose. Some people will say their pair of jeans that they want to fit into, a wedding that they want to go to. That stuff is all super, super important. So you really need to find out what that is for them, because that's sort of their stake in the ground, and this is the reason they're doing this, and they're going to go through the discomfort of and it's not going to be all discomfort, but obviously if they're going to make some health changes, they're things that they're, not used to doing. So they're definitely quality questions, and you want to get them to talk about themselves as much as you can. In the beginning, you really want to find out, what it is. So from what I'm hearing from Cody is that she has tried to be healthy in the past, but they were all things that actually didn't make her feel great. And it left her actually yo-yoing and, not having a sustainable, healthy lifestyle. And in my head, I'm already thinking also long-term, that is just not good for your health. That's not a long-term solution for anything and the damage that you do to your body. And it sounds like maybe she's already come to that conclusion herself, which is why she's come to, have a chat with me. So does that all make sense so far, guys? If there's any chats, if there's any questions around that, just pop them into the chat. But having those questions on hand, so tell me more about that. Is there a time that you felt really good or felt healthy? Is there a goal, something in the future that you're doing? So we know now that Cody has got this competition that she wants to, make sure that she's at her best for as well. So really finding out those things. So we'll go back to the mock call. What would you say if they aren't sharing very much? You need to ask more questions, Sarah. There's a reason they jumped on the call with you. So it's just finding out some more quality questions that you can ask. So it's normally trying to listen and find out what that sticking point is. So what you hear them either get emotional about, and if they say, I want to get healthy, then you say, what is healthy to you? So what would healthy be to you? It's just asking a few different questions. And sometimes, and I know I've been on these calls and it's hard work sometimes, that I love customer calls, don't get me wrong, they're my favourite part of the business, but they can sometimes be really hard work because people can come in a bit cagey, a little bit like, oh, I'm not quite sure. But you sometimes are asking the same question in a few different ways and they just don't know it. So though what I've just asked there is probably the same question, but if they say, I want to get healthy, asking them what healthy is to them. So what would be the healthiest version of Cody if she said that to me? And then finding out, because there will be a reason they've jumped on the call with you. So it's all learning experience as well. That's fine, Tiff. So if they don't have much to, hang on a second, I've got 2 questions before. Sometimes people are awkward on the phone. Yeah, definitely, absolutely. And definitely building that rapport when you first get on the phone, like just get them kind of feeling at ease. Asking them how they've been, what they're up to. Like I do these calls with people that I've never had, like they've come through my page. So you definitely can. It's just you being relaxed first off, jumping on the call, like going on there. So every time I jump on a customer call, I say in my mind first off, and don't worry, I get a bit anxious sometimes, like I definitely did in the beginning, but I'll get on the call and I'll be like, if nothing else, I'm just going to have a chat with this person. You know, I'm not attached to whether they decide to join the program or if they purchase the product. And I'm sure Cody's going to touch on this as well. I've got no attachment whatsoever. This is not the reason I'm jumping on this call with this person. I'm jumping on this call to connect with them, to have a chat, to find out how they're going, you know, how they want to get healthier. And this is something that can absolutely help them. But if it's not something, that's okay as well. It's been an experience. So definitely jumping on and being confident yourself, you'll definitely find that will help. Right, so if they are quite young, that's completely fine. So quite young people, if they haven't had any sort of like history, so they haven't tried a program before, it's talk about the future. Why have they got jumped on this call? So is there something going, like, is there a way that you want to feel for the future? Is there, you know, like a ball that they're going to? Is it a holiday that they want to, you know, look amazing in their bikinis? Is it, have they had health issues? Or it's really trying to find out what it is, because it might be something more in the future. So it's just asking more of those questions. What I might do, guys, is once we've had this Zoom and when I post the recording, I'll actually pop in those quality questions, some of them that I ask that I always sort of have on hand. Maybe that will help as well. And then you guys just can work out your different ways of asking them. So Cody, so then what I normally do is once I've actually, I should have already had my products out, sorry. Once I've actually heard, so I've got a bit of a rapport with Cody, I found out what she's after, I'm literally just going to tell her what I heard. So I'm going to say something along the lines of, so Cody, so what I've heard you say is that in the past, it sounds like, you know, you've been on a bit of a health search more than anything. You've really been looking for something that's going to make you feel amazing and get you to really, you know, feeling your healthiest version. And it sounds like some things have not really worked. You know, it's been a bit of a yo-yo, and you know, I can definitely say I've tried it. You know, there's some crazy stuff out there, and it's just, you're absolutely right, it's just not sustainable. And you know, life is definitely not about deprivation and gaining and then, you know, losing weight. That's just a crazy way to live. So I really know that what we have is something that can really help you. So I think this is going to be something that really interests you. I would absolutely love to help you get to your goal for your competition. We have health professionals in the business who've actually put together an amazing program, an 8-week challenge program, which I think is going to be perfect for where you're starting, because it's going to be able to help rocket the results that you want to get. So I'll talk about that in just a moment, but really our program is just something that is sustainable, healthy, long-term for everybody. And I'm not prepared for this, obviously, but I normally have my guides and I normally sort of flick through them and hold them up, but we can pretend that I've done that. So Cody, What our program's called the Juicy Body Transformation, and that's obviously what you've seen that I've been sharing some really yummy recipes and health tips around. And what that is really designed is exactly for what you're looking for, to be honest. It's really all around meeting people where they're at, and really all about just making whole foods yummy. So just going back to really basics that everybody can follow. It's completely, friendly for everybody, and really just designed with no deprivation, calorie counting, which it sounds like you've had an experience with in the past and didn't really work for you. So look, it's, nothing is off the cards because, if you told me that I can't have chocolate, then, life isn't worth living. It's really, something that we have, healthy versions of everything so that you can really enjoy life and just maintain a really nice, feeling healthy and your best version of you. A part of the Juicy Body Transformation is actually called the 8-week shred, and we've actually got it starting next week, which could work perfect for what you're looking for. And that's really designed for somebody like yourself who wants to work in a challenge environment to really, get off to a rocketing start. It's really based around eating clean 5 to 6 meals a day. So it's really, not about starving yourself or anything crazy. We've been put together by health professionals in our business, and they've also put together exercise plans. And look, we have just seen some incredible results in, that working in that environment. We run all of this through Facebook as well, so you are actually connected with people who are going through it together. So, it's a supportive community where everybody shares tips and shares what they're doing. And, it's great because you might have a time of day that you're really struggling with, or, maybe there's going to be a week where you have some things coming up that you need some tips around, and you can jump on into that Facebook community and find out what other people do, and everybody shares what they've been up to because it's all something that we're going through together as well. Do you have any questions about that at the moment?
No, that all sounds really good and exactly what I'm looking for.
Yeah, it's I really honestly think that this sort of program is probably what has been missing, because it sounds like what you've tried has been that deprivation and really all around living a really strict life where you it is full of foods and things that you can't have. So you've developed that relationship probably with like eating, whereas this is going to really help you go back to loving it, loving your body, loving nourishing your body with amazing foods that are really good for you, which are going to make you feel amazing as well. So I really think that it's going to be something that will resonate with you. The Juicy Body Transformation is something that we definitely get everybody to plug into, and even once the 8-week shred is finished, it's something that you can then plug into rather than just having your 8 weeks and you cut off and then maybe don't know exactly how to sustain it. This program's really designed to keep you in the community and really on board and not falling off the wagon as well. So the way, the access to our amazing program is through our whole food nutritional support. And I don't know if you've ever heard of it. It's called Juice Plus. So this is what it looks like. And I think with what you've told me, so you've said that you've taken supplements before that are synthetic and maybe they didn't make you feel as, amazing. This is really something that I think will resonate with you because it is just fruits, veggies and berries in capsules. So look, there's absolutely no doubt with what you've told me that I think the best results will be from the fruits, veggies and berries. So there's a blend of nearly 30 in there, and the way it's just grown is and put into the capsules is unbelievable. It's herbicide, pesticide free, so your body recognises it as food. It's completely natural, nothing synthetic, and it's really going into your bloodstream, and it's going to really boost your body while it's on this health journey to really help bridge the gap between where you're currently at and really feeling your peak performance of where you want to be as well. So that is really something that I think is going to help your body get off to the best start possible. Lots of people do actually report things like amazing energy, because once you start flooding your body with amazing whole foods, which is what this is, it's your body's going to be able to really start experiencing and those benefits and start performing exactly how it needs to as well. The other product that we do have that I think, it's really something designed for if there's a time of day that you kind of struggle with, is our complete powders, and it's a really nice blend of superfoods. It's a balanced meal of your carbohydrates, fats and proteins in an amazing little sachet. I'm obsessed with these because we're all busy, and I don't know if you are, but I'm sure you are, and this is something that I love because normally there is a time of day where I don't sit down with a knife and fork and able to really enjoy one meal, especially eating kind of 5 times a day. So breakfast is that for me. So I pop these into one big super smoothie, and I'll have it on the run as I'm running out the door, and I know that I've had a really good balanced meal for the day. Sounds like you go to the gym and obviously you're going to be training for your competition. I think that these could be a really amazing addition because they are great for pre or post workout, and they're going to be amazing to really help your body recover as well as you're preparing for that. Is there any questions around that?
No, I think that all sounds really good. I definitely, it sounds like it's a lot more sustainable than what I've tried. And definitely, I think those like yo-yo diets and going on that, there's that emotional kind of yo-yo as well, feeling really good and then feeling really shit. So, it definitely sounds like it's something that is going to work in with what I'm looking for as well. And I love cooking. So definitely, deprivation is not a thing in my vocab. So definitely. It sounds like it's a really good way to get started and enjoy that.
I think also something that you'll really find as well, and we do have lots of people report, and this is something that I have definitely found myself, is that once you start flooding your body with whole foods and also using our superfood blend, which has naturally occurring niacin in it, a lot of people really actually will say that one of the benefits they find is a really clearer mind. And I think that really helps, emotionally and, definitely hormonal stuff with us women. This is something that can definitely, whole foods in your body is always going to be a good thing, and it's amazing, the benefits. And we'll never know what, you'll experience because fruits and veggies are going to be good for people in all different ways depending on what their bodies need. But I really think that, once you start doing this, it's going to be something that you're just going to feel amazing and you'll really want to continue. So I'll just give a little time out there. So that's generally this, like how a customer call will go, and then I get to the price part. So I actually normally have them on Messenger, so we've had a message going, and I'll actually while I'm on the phone, while I'm on the call with them, I'll be like, "Are you actually at your computer?" And often they are. So I'll talk about this if they're at the computer, and I'll send them the price breakdown. So there's a few different price breakdowns you can use. I like the one that talks about what it is per month, but then what it works out to per day, because then I think that gives a really nice, puts things into perspective. So I'll talk about, I'll say this is $122.10 per month. With everything with Juice Plus, we do it over 4 months to make sure the body's getting, the most amazing benefits. And look, when I first came, looking at this, it was something that for me that felt like a lot. I wasn't actually working at the time, but when I broke it down, it was actually like less than a coffee a day, which I was going out and having. Can you guys see the little head that's just popped into the background? Can you go back to Daddy, please? Just 1 second, sorry. Quiet. And then I'll talk about also, so I'll go through the price breakdown with them. So once I've popped it into the Messenger, and then I'll also go through that these are about $4. Are these about $4.50 or $5 a day now? Cody, you might know. I'm really bad that I don't actually know that.
I think they're about 4 something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and then I'll say that, you know, when I'm thinking about when I'm out having a coffee and cake or a smoothie, this is a much more affordable option, having one of these in my bag. So for me, I see it as, you know, something that's actually saving me money, and it's a much more nutritious meal as well. And then I'll say this is like the main big, depending on how the call's gone. If it's someone like Cody who's like, yep, that sounds amazing, I'm really excited to get started, or I'm really excited to get involved, I'll say something about, so how about we get you started today? So, and we'll go ahead and pop your order in so that you're all ready to go. We can plug you into the Juicy Body Transformation straight away, so you can start looking at those amazing recipes. And then when your product comes, which would be in about 7 days, then what we'll do is we'll arrange another call. Yeah, so it's about $4.50 a day. Thanks, Codes. So when we'll arrange another time to have a call, and when your product arrives, and we'll go over your goals, and we'll go over making sure that, you know, you're really comfortable and confident with everything that you've got with your products, and you also, you know, and feeling comfortable with the product. And we'll talk about, you know, how we can really make the most of this and make sure that, you know, you're getting exactly what you want. So that's really how a customer call goes, guys. Is there any questions? Did I do that good a job that no one's got any questions? I reckon there might.
How long did it take you to master it?
Yes, go Charlene.
How long did it take you to master this? Like, how much practice did you do? Because you do it like real naturally.
So Erin never did a customer call with me, ever. I just went straight off the bat and started doing it. That's all right, Amy Lee. I'm going to pop the recording up so you guys will have that. Do you know what? I just practiced. My first couple of customers were probably really rough, Charlene. Like, they weren't, but I just followed this process. So I follow the build rapport, ask those questions, past, present, future, have those questions next to me, write notes, and then I'll talk. Then everything that I've heard, I'll just be writing a few notes about how this is gonna help them, and then I'll move into the program if what they've talked about is really relatable to the program. Occasionally, you'll get a call and it's just about the product. So you really need to start talking about the product first. But I don't claim to know loads about the product. I don't say, you know, if it was something that I wouldn't talk about the scientific research to Cody, for example. I wouldn't talk about, anything that wasn't really irrelevant. If you find yourself talking too much, this is something that I would just say, just take a step back, just take a breath, like just have that pause for a second. If you ask them a question, it's another thing also, and Kira definitely taught me this. If you ask them a question and they don't answer straight away, you have to give them like that 10 seconds. And it might seem a little bit weird, but like they're thinking about a response and you've got to give them the time. And yeah, I don't know, Charlene, how long it took me. I don't know. I just kept on doing it. And I'm sure not every customer call has been perfect. I'm sure Cody's going to cover that. I'm going to get Cody to take over now. And Cody's going to share her wisdom. So, guys, you guys all know who Cody is, but Cody also, is an amazing with customers. She definitely, I hope she doesn't mind me saying this, but I think she would have started out not feeling comfortable getting on the phone with people, just probably had a few phone calls or few tries where it maybe didn't go exactly to plan, but she is a person who has got just amazing rapport with people. And in the last couple of days of last month, she just decided that she was going to go for it, and 10 customers, which is so impressive. So I'm going to get her to share her wisdom. You can take yourself off mute, Codes.
Thanks, Leah. So hey guys, so I definitely don't have best record in consistency. So I don't want you to think that I'm amazingly perfect and I get 10 customers every month, because that would be a lie. Basically, in regards to customers and things like that, I never used to get on the phone. I really like chatting on the phone, which is weird, but I don't know why I never like doing it with customers. I've built a lot of my business and customers over Facebook, so I tended to just use Messenger. And did that for ages, but probably didn't build the best rapport with my customers in doing it that way. I guess Leah would probably know I'm not very good with words in messages, so what I try to say probably doesn't come out in a message. And like anything, you can read someone's message totally different in anything, if it's regards to a customer or, you know, if you're just talking to someone on text message. The way someone perceives it could be totally different. So recently, you know, in the last few months, I kind of got to a point where I probably wasn't getting a lot of customers, and Leah and I sat down and kind of looked back and, you know, where I was going wrong. And I was doing everything right to get people interested, but they were falling off on getting interested and getting on the product. And it literally was that last bit that, you know, that I wasn't doing so great at. Also, I want you to, like, Leah always says it all the time, and, you know, you'll hear Erin and Kira say it, that you don't need to be an expert. I find it harder being a nurse and being in a health profession, you know, to talk to people around that, because I'm surrounded by people that do know a lot about health. So I don't want you to think that I get customers because I have more knowledge being a nurse. That's the total opposite. I always say to Leah, like, you know, the way she explains things and that is probably a lot better than I would. So don't ever think that you have to be the expert, because regardless of your background, building rapport is the most important thing. You know, it's like being a nurse. You can know everything and, like, theoretically, but if you can't connect with the patient, that knowledge goes out the window. And that's something I do really well as being a nurse, is like I like chatting to people and getting to know people, but I'm not the best theoretical person at all. So definitely, you know, in whatever job you do, I'm sure you, like everyone, is in a job where you have to actually build a rapport with someone, and it's kind of pretty important. So that definitely comes into play, and I do take the time to, you know, talk to people a lot more, and I you know, forgetting about like what the outcome is and holding no attachment. At the beginning, I used to think, oh my God, I'm speaking to this person, they're going to be on the product, they're going to join the business, they're going to be a customer, and they haven't even told me what they're like looking for. I automatically assumed, and that's where that link fell through as well. So I think when you come from a place where someone reaches out to you, they're reaching out to you because they want to know more, and, you know, be grateful that they actually reached out to you to ask that. And yeah, I think when you hold no attachment to the outcome and, you know, just think they've taken the time to reach out to me, just look at it that way and just chat to them and, you know, be normal. Don't be that crazy Juice Plus person, because it just doesn't work. And I think when you do that, people will, you know, feel that vibe and get attracted to the fact that you actually give a shit about why they're connecting with you and why they're reaching out. So I've wrote a few points down because I knew I would forget. In regards to like the shred and things like that, the shred is no different to any other customer. So it's just a bonus. The way that you know, at the end of 3 days before the end of the month, I think I had one customer that whole month, like last month, before the end of the month. And, you know, Leah and I had a chat, and I wasn't going to qualify if I didn't actually get some customers, go figure. So I kind of just made the decision that, you know, it was either I can finish the end of the month not really trying, or I could forget about all the excuses that I was, you know, going on night shift, had loads of assignments to do. And actually, the thing that fueled me to do more is the fact that I was helping other people. And I think if you go back to why you're in the business, no doubt you want to help people and care about, you know, sharing an opportunity that is so amazing. So when you do that, like, you know, I felt horrible on the Thursday night, for example, and on Friday, I just decided, you know what, I have nothing to lose. I'm just going to share. And I think, so the post I put up was actually, I don't usually do this, but I put a shred post up that was in like the Alice Springs community group, just in regards to more like the fitness and healthier side of things. And I did question myself before I was going to put it on there, because I was thinking, I wonder what people are going to think, because I work with loads of people that are on the community, and I just disregarded that and thought, you know what, what's the worst that can happen? I could help someone and, you know, reach out to people. So I did that, and it was just a basic post of like about the 8-week shred coming up, you know, without the deprivation, more sustainable. And I didn't have any prices or anything like that. I just said, comment yes below if you want me to send out the free info pack, or PM me. And that's where I literally got loads of reach outs. And I definitely didn't take, you know, every reach out to be like, oh my God, they're going to be a customer. I just took it as the fact that this is a learning opportunity. And like Leah said, you learn along the way how to speak to people. And I think you just need to take that opportunity and just do it, because you can't say the wrong thing to the right person. So if they're reaching out to you and they're wanting something, you know, they'll go ahead with it. If they're reaching out to you, and they might just be reaching out because social media is really easy just to type a button and say, yes, I want an info pack, but really, are they going to be committed to following that up? So I think taking it into that account, that it's really easy for someone to pretend they want an info pack or comment saying yes on a post that's all about fitness. But if they're really willing to, you know, do it, then they will continue. So don't take that to heart if someone says, oh no, because the chances are they probably were never going to do it in the first place. And it's actually hard work when you are trying to convince someone. And I've been there many times. Like, you don't need to convince anyone. Like the right person's going to choose to be on the program if it's going to be the right time for them.
Can I just interrupt you there, Cody? And I agree with that as well. Like, if somebody is serious, they'll get on a call with you. And if they don't want to get on a call with you, they probably were never serious. Like, that's honestly, and you can send them stuff on Messenger. But I am going to say that, that is exactly what Cody has said, especially if you don't know them. Like, the thing is that Cody obviously popped that post and got, you know, she got quite a reach on people, and people came back and said yes. But the thing she did really well is the follow-up, is getting them on a call. So she got them to get on a call with her, and that's why she had such good conversion. Sorry, you go.
Yeah, and I think so when, even if someone likes that post, and like I've done these posts before and got nothing, so I do think it was maybe the wording, or like, you know, it was the right time for these people. And when they did like it or they did comment, you know, the verbiage around it, like I would say, hey, Danny, thanks for popping in your interest. Thanks for your comment. Would love to know what got you interested in the shred. So I'm not saying anything like, hey, how are you going? I'll send you the info pack. Like, you want to know why the person's interested. in why they commented. And I think you'll find from that message, if they don't reply, then like, you know, they're not going to be interested. But if they're willing to tell you why they actually said yes in a message, then they are interested to know more. And I had, you know, more than, I probably had 5 people that ordered and 5 people that, you know, I'm still continuing on that message, but, you know, they've taken a few days because obviously they weren't ready and they're not that serious about it at the moment. So it's not, you know, not everyone's going to be a customer like that. And also come from a place where, you know, think of how every one of us is a, you know, is a product of the product. So how did you get approached and how would you like to be approached? Like if someone messaged me and said, oh, like, I think you should buy this product, like I'm going to be like, you don't even know me. Like that's what I would think in my head. So I think when you think about how you want to be treated and how you would want a message to reply, then take that into consideration. Yeah, definitely the phone call. And if you really don't want to, like, you know, I would say the phone call is the best thing to do because you get to build that rapport. But I have also used like the voice messenger, but like the voice recorder thing in the messenger, sorry. But that's after I built rapport and I'm just trying to explain something. So if we're talking about the prices or something after, I would put in the voice recording, hey, I thought I'd just pop this voice recording in because it will be a lot easier for me to explain the fact that the 4-month supply is based on your red blood cells renewing every 120 days. So to put it in perspective, what you ate 2 months ago, which is 60 days, is still circulating in your bloodstream somewhere because those red blood cells haven't fully renewed. So that's the type of voice recording that I would send because, like, if I was to type that, it would be like that big. They're probably like, I don't even understand what this girl's going on about. So I use it in the sense that if I type that, I know that they're not going to get what I mean because I'm really bad at Messenger and spelling and everything like that. Yeah, and what else did I have? Oh, another new... Oh, you go.
No, you go. I was going to say, when you get a chance, do you want to just also what Lee Ling has asked?
Yeah, I'll go over that. I was just reading the comments, sorry. So another new thing that I have done in, like with those customers is there's that really good new picture out that has the packages like, say, the Max Plus. I don't know, I can post it on the Queen thing after, or Lee's probably posted it on there before. And it goes through, like, you know, the big package, so like the Omegas, the premium, the sachets, the premium, the Omegas, and it breaks it all up. And I did use that with the customers, you know, after the phone call when we were chatting, saying, like, there's literally packages that are suitable for everyone. It's all about what's going to work for you, the affordability, and what your goals are. And I think those 3 things, when you state what works for you, what your goals are, and your affordability, people will connect with those 3 things and think they actually care that, one, I don't want to spend loads of money for something that's not going to help me. So I actually do come from a point where I'm like, you know, when I started, it wasn't affordable for me to be on all the products because I just finished uni. So I started on the fruit and veg, added in the berries, and then added in the complete powder. You know, I do reiterate that now I wouldn't cut any of them out because it's just part of my daily routine and things like that. But I do kind of come from the place like, no, I didn't start on all the products at the start. And I actually found that people responded better to that in the sense that when you sent that little picture, I'm a visual person, so seeing all of that helped. And they can actually pick out then like, oh, there's heaps of packages I can choose. and there's always an option for me to add in later. And like, for example, I don't think if I had have not done that, one of my customers was like, yeah, I'll just get the Max Plus. And I was like, whoa, like, hold on, like, so that includes like the premium, the megas, and the 120 sachets. And I kind of almost broke it down because I was expecting her to be like, oh, I didn't realize that. But like, there's a picture of it. It clearly explains what it is. And I think if I didn't use that way of doing that, she probably might have just started on the premium. So it is a good way to use it as a visual, but like after you build that rapport and connect with them, I didn't send the prices to any of them until they actually were like committed to, yeah, I want to start the program. How much does it cost? So yeah, that explains that bit. So with the friends topic, I definitely really get scared to talk to friends, and especially like girls that are nurses and things like that. So I think, yeah, like I said, what was it? Your friend was definitely keen a few months back, but didn't have the money, and it's been 2 months. So I would definitely just reconnect with her on a mutual ground. And, you know, whatever, I'm not sure how you're related to her, so just, you know, reaching out to her, hey, how are you going? What have you been up to? And then I would probably say that you're really interested in the product and the program. But, you know, affordability was an issue at the time, you know, and just talk about the different options. Say, if you like, we can go through the different packages, because there are, like, you know, there's the berries and that's super affordable, and with the shred coming up as well. So I think if you just reconnect on a neutral ground, and then kind of slowly bring it in, but come from a place where just be like, oh, I know you were super interested in it when we spoke about it last, not like, oh, by the way, just wondering, hey, like, do you want to like get on the product and program again? Like, that's not very personal, and it's not building rapport. So she did, like, she was keen, so she reached out to you. So, you know, you're just reflecting on her interest. You're not, yeah, I don't know if I can explain that any better, Ling.
Yeah, I think definitely. I was just going to say, now's a really good time to connect with them, and you could even say something like, yeah, along the lines of, for $12.50 a week, they can get the berries, and they can join the program, do the shred, which is, you know, obviously great timing for summer. But $12.50 a week, what in your life are you currently doing that's not really serving you? That's $12.50 a week. Is it that you're buying 2 coffees? Is it that you're drinking wine? Yeah, you know, like, is there something that we could, instead of trying to find that money, you know, like, and extend yourself, is there somewhere we could take it from that, you know, currently you may be spending that without really knowing, and instead you're going to be investing in, you know, nearly 10 different berries which are full of antioxidants to go into your body, and you're going to have lifetime access to our program, and you can plug into the shred, which is going to be awesome to get you, you know, rocketed to get the results that you want, and you have the chance to win prize money. So I would be, if this is still something you want to do and we could find an affordable option for you, is it still something you're interested in? Then when she says yes, then I would say that. I would say, look, babe, $12.50 a week, where can we find that in your budget? Where can we find that you're spending on something that's not serving you? And let's get you plugged in with even just the berries, which is going to be awesome for her health.
Yeah, I think that, yeah, that's a good way to explain it. And I definitely have friends that I've been chatting to that are exactly the same. But, you know, for them, they're more interested to go out and spend like $100 on the weekend on drinking. So it's not the right time for them. So I don't take it to heart that, like, they don't want to start. And I think just there was one other thing, like, I caught up with a friend that I work with, you know, for coffee last week, because she was just like, she messaged me and like, what is it that you're doing? Like, right, let's catch up for a coffee and chat. And I literally, you know, I just went to the coffee date like with her and just chatted about it and didn't have any expectations or anything like that. And I've just left it with her. But, you know, things like that, I think, you know, even though I was actually really scared and nervous to go for coffee with her and speak face to face, I think the fact that, you know, you take into account that someone's stepped outside of their comfort zone to reach out to you, because sometimes being so close to someone and being friends, it's usually the hardest point, you know, to reach out to friends in that manner.
Yep. Awesome. Thanks, Cody. Thanks, guys. I don't want to, we're going to an hour, so I'll finish it up. I'll stop recording.